is the kind of one surviving human being from a century ago, which, well, how the hell does that happen? Well, it turns
we have to buy the book. We have to buy the book.
You have to buy the book. And then so he is basically out for revenge for the death of the entire human race.
So tell me about Savager.
Okay, Savager is a post-apocalyptic action horror series. So it begins in the now where these kind of creatures have landed on Earth and essentially eaten their way through the entire population of Earth by attaching themselves to human beings and animals, whales, bears, anything, burrowing into their bodies and kind of using the host as, we call them Ubers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're inside a human being and they can go find another source of protein, that's what they eat it and survive. Now, that's what happened in the now. These creatures have taken over, again, all animal life and eaten the entire world to death. That is, so this takes place 100 years later when all humans are gone. They're dead. And all that's in this world are these creatures and these little tribes, and they're on the edge of this kind of cannibal holocaust because there's nothing left, and so sooner or later they're going to turn on each other. But our hero is the kind of one surviving human being from a century ago, which, well, how the hell does that happen? Well, it turns
we have to buy the book. We have to buy the book.
You have to buy the book. And then so he is basically out for revenge for the death of the entire human race. So he has spent 100 years hunting these creatures down and killing them until book one, when he actually finds something else, something worth living for besides revenge.
Cool. So is this your first comic?
It is my first comic. Surprisingly for me, not for you, because you don't know who I am.
But you're Dirk. I met you just minutes ago.
I was a comic book freak all through my childhood. I put myself through college selling comic books like Captain America #1, Amazing 50s and Say 15s, the sweet stuff. But at the time, not as valuable as they are now. Anyway, so loved him forever. I just, became a screenwriter, and so that's what I did. That was my outlet for my creativity. And it's just, I hooked up with Shannon, and the two of us came up with this idea and sold it. And so now here I'm doing something I should have done probably 20 years ago, because it's fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you get a bug like you've got now all these ideas are coming out being, that's a comic.
Well, yeah, I'm also every writer has a script that they think should have sold or should have been made into something. It didn't for this reason or that reason. So I'm also looking at some of these older properties that I have and going like, no, like you just said, that's a comic book. And if it's a comic book, maybe it's also an IP for something else.
All kind of circles around.
Well, IPs are everything. You may not want them to be in Hollywood, and it's kind of smothering, to be completely honest. But so much is IP driven in Hollywood because people are very risk averse.
Yeah, but then comics are free. You can and who knows? So
and they're very free.
And so Savager is coming out. I think you guys said October
of this year.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. So we'll look for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking a few minutes. And
thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss out on any Fanboy Planet video content. And visit fanboyplanet.com for other features, reviews, interviews, previews, and of course, listening to the Fanboy Planet podcast. And remember, use your powers for good.